As a way to pay tribute to the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., over the last 16 years, the law firm of Gardere MLK has sponsored the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Oratory Competition for HISD students. With us today to tell us more about this year's competition, we have Mr. Stephen Mull, a partner with the Houston office of Gardere MLK LLP, and the 2012 Oratory winner, Matthias McBride from Pleasantville Elementary School, along with the second place winner, Donovan Williams from Cornelius Elementary School. Welcome, gentlemen. Mr. Mull, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about how the MLK Oratory Competition started. I mean, 16 years ago, that's a long time.
Sure, no, we have done it a long time, and we have really loved it. And Caleen, we really wanted to find a way to give back to the Houston community, and this has been a great way to do that. Gardere wanted to find a way that was really uniquely ours, and at the same time, get to impact great students like this. And so when you think about it, these students have to, first of all, they have to volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
They're not asked to do this, they get to volunteer to do this.
So they take that initiative, which is wonderful.
Absolutely. That makes them pretty unique
mm-hmm.
to begin with. Then they do original research. They have to write their speeches. They practice their speeches. They go originally at their schools for the preliminary competition,
mm-hmm.
so they have to get up in front of peers and the Gardere judges
mm-hmm.
and some teachers and students.
Okay.
So they're learning skills. They're learning how to be out in front of people. And then if they make it through that, they go to the semifinals and then eventually on to the Gardere finals.
So collectively, when the first round of contestants
sure.
enter, we're having how many roughly students that
probably over 250 this last year. So
wow.
it has grown over the years. It started with a handful of HISD schools and has grown quite a bit since then, and that's why we have the semifinal rounds to bring it down to 12 semifinalists.
Okay, and so you touched briefly on the research that the children do for their speech, and I understand that this year's competition, the topic was, as a student of Dr. King's life, what message of hope do you think he would have in the world today? Tell us a little bit how the topics are selected for the students.
Sure. Well, we really sit around and brainstorm those topics, but we do it as a way to honor Dr. King, to think about his teachings and the principles that he both taught and wrote and spoke about. And we try to bring those into the competition, and I think this year is a perfect example of that. And when you think about that, we also try to really challenge these students. And when you think about this topic, Dr. King spoke now several decades ago. So these students have to think about, well, what does that mean today? What would his message of hope have been for people today? As a part of that, I think they then have to think about, what's my message of hope for today? How am I going to impact future generations? So we think about Dr. King's legacy, and then we think about ways to really challenge these students to get outside themselves.
Okay. So. Well, someone who really got outside himself is Matthias. You are the winner of the 2012. Tell me how it feels, and why did you want to enter the contest?
It's because it's really something that I really want to do. I'm the third generation of my family of speaking, so it came naturally to me, and when it came up, I just really want to do it.
And so tell me a little bit about your process of getting ready and pulling together your research and your parents' involvement. I'm sure that they were very helpful.
How I prepare is really simple. Relax, think, don't work.
Very good. Is this your first time entering?
Until he can rise.
I was in it last year.
You were? Okay. All right. And how long did it take you to put together your speech?
Maybe it took my mom like maybe when the topic came up, maybe 2 days, and it took me 2 weeks to memorize it.
Wow. Okay, that's wonderful. And Donovan, you're our second runner-up, so not too bad there. How do you feel about the competition and taking second place?
I feel real good. I feel like I did my best. I feel like I really did my hardest because my sister was in this 10 years ago. And so she came in fourth, so I'm just trying to keep the legacy in the family.
Wasn't that wonderful? So were you guys nervous, either of you, when you were doing your presentation?
Neither of us.
No. Well, I mean, I get nervous speaking, so that's pretty impressive that you young men weren't nervous. What do you think that this message sends to other students your age? Do you encourage them to get involved in this competition next year?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we really should. Really should encourage them to get into it. It's really fun.
Is it fun? Do you get to meet a lot of different people? And
lots of different people.
Really? Okay. Mr. Mall, will the contest continue to grow in terms of any other age groups? Are you going to still keep it just with the age group that you've...
No plans to grow it to different age groups. We really love kind of impacting kids at this age. We see, just great growth and potential, and we've seen these kids through the years grow up and start to do some amazing things. And we're now, I think, still open to the idea of other HISD schools participating, but it has continued to grow throughout the years, and who knows what exactly the future will bring, but we certainly plan to keep doing it. So.
Well, it's a wonderful program and very much needed, and it's even more special this year just with the monument being, Dr. King's monument being constructed recently.
Exactly.
And I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for being here today, and thank you to Gardere Wind Soul for sponsoring this very important program for the students of HISD. And we'd like to ask Matthias to perform his winning oratory for us in just a moment. Once again, I'd like to thank all of my guests for joining me on today's show, and a special thanks to all of our community and business partners who continually are committed to HISD. I'm Caleen Allen. I'll see you next time on HISD Community Connections. But first, here's the 2012 Gardere MLK Oratory winner, Matthias McBride. Take it away, Matthias.
On August 11th, 1957, at Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, Dr. King delivered a speech entitled Conquering Self-Centeredness. In his speech, he stated that an individual has not begun to live until he can rise above the narrow horizons of his particular individualistic concerns to the broader concerns for all of humanity. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? 54 years later, that same question still arises. What are you doing for others? And how can we bring hope to a world that seems to have lost all hope? Now, I may not be Dr. King, but I am a 10-year-old student of his life, dream, and legacy. And I not only believe that Dr. King's message of hope would touch the hearts of all men, but it would spark a fire of determination to be agents of hope and change. As I began preparing for my speech, I thought of the word hope, and the following practical daily reminder came to mind. Each Sunday after service, we sing a song, reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place since you can. Yes, I know the original song states, if you can, but my pastor has told us that we are the ones who can bring about change, so we say, since you can. I believe Dr. King would echo these same words if he were asked to deliver a speech about hope. As a student of Dr. King, I had to really ask myself, have we as a global society really lost all hope? And if so, what can we do? I believe Dr. King would say, it is not that we have lost hope, it's that we have misplaced hope. Instead of placing our hope in each other, we've placed it in our positions and possessions. Dr. King will remind us that he dreamed of a world where citizens are judged by the contents of their character and not by the color of their skin. We have made great strides in the area of discrimination and prejudice, but we still need to do more. Our positions in life do not give us the right to mistreat, look down, or ignore others based on the color of our skin. We must strive to uplift each other in our words and our deeds, and treat all men with dignity and respect. But this can only be accomplished when we learn about each other, respect each other, and appreciate every difference that each person brings. Secondly, Dr. King will remind us that we need to be more giving of our possessions. When one is hungry, everyone is hungry. When one is homeless, everyone is homeless. And when one is unemployed, everyone is unemployed. I believe his solution to this will be very simple. As a global community, we must reach out to families who lack access to food, shelter, safety, and income. We must move beyond basic needs and to helping families achieve self-sufficiency through education, work opportunities, and budget planning. As a minister, I believe Dr. King will conclude his message of hope with the following words. If I can help someone as I pass along, if I can cheer someone with a word or a song, if I can tell someone that he is going wrong, then my living will not be in vain. There comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor popular, nor political, but one must take that position because it is right. Thank you.